Hello my beautiful friend and welcome back to another daily video. Today we're going to talk about Markipliers Iron Lung movie. I've seen it. Is it good? Yeah. Does it have problems? Also yeah. This is going to be a non-spoiler video because not only did he ask for, well, talking about it without spoilers, and I'm going to honor that, but also I just want people to enjoy the movie. As a backdrop, I'm going to let this one here. I'm also going to link his Let's Play of the Iron Lung game in the description box down below if you haven't seen this. So, the movie. As you might expect, the majority of the movie itself you spent in the submarine with, of course, Mark, as there is not much to see. The overall synopsis of the story is all the stars in. Oh, yeah, there it is. Wait, we can just read it. Decades ago, every known star and habitable planet vanished, leaving only those who were on space stations or starships. This event became known as the Quiet Rapture. With supplies dwindling and infrastructure crumbling, survivors are searching for any trace of natural resources in a universe of barren moons, lit by the ghost light of vanished stars. One such moon holds a strange anomaly, an ocean of blood. You are a convict tasked with exploring this anomaly in a makeshift submarine nicknamed the Iron Lung. It was not designed for this depth, so you will be welded inside and the forward window will be closed. There was no time for training. If successful, you earn your freedom. So, this is the story. This is how you are thrown into this. If you know the game, again, this is a very intriguing story. The developer of the game and the one who has written the story, David Szyminski, I think is how you pronounce the name. Great story. So, again, we're spending a lot of time in the submarine. Luckily, it is practical. This thing is real and you can see it. And we also have to think about this is a self-funded movie. There is no movie company behind it or whatever you call them. There is not the biggest budget behind there. We don't know the numbers, at least I don't know the numbers. And it doesn't really matter because you have only glimpses of the outside for about, I don't know, let's just say a combination of 3 minutes. Because, again, without spoilers, at one point they pull him back up. He can see a little bit from the outside, and then he's down there again in the ocean of blood with his submarine. And there is one shot from the outside of the submarine. That's basically it. But here is my biggest issue. This is maybe something because I've watched Markiplier since Drunk Minecraft. I've watched the majority of his stuff. Also, Wharf Stash and everything else. The only thing that I'm missing right now is Edge of Sleep because it's not available in Germany, as far as I know. And there are points where I just see him and not the character he plays, that he portrays in the movie. Again, this might be a me issue, but there are also moments when the submarine is being shaken around, which also, by the way, I want a behind the scenes. I want to know how they did it, because I just know that they used a lot of hydraulics. And in my mind, there was always just like this. Yeah, he's his own stuntman because he wants to know if his buddy can take it. That's what I thought during all those scenes. Then there are other moments when it's getting a little bit more emotional and everything. And you can really see how he started off in what was the first? Not Heist with. No, was Heist with Markiplier the first bigger one? Yeah, it was. And then, of course, with Markiplier through space? No, in space with Markiplier, where you also were able to see, okay, he did evolve his uh, acting techniques, but there was still something like, yeah, I still see the YouTuber behind that one. So this might still be something that is just a me thing. However, cinematography, hints here and there, visual hints of his mental state, because again, he is trapped in there. He is welded shut. He cannot go out. The only way of communication is through a small box which lights up whenever someone talks to him, and that's it. So he slowly but surely starts to lose his mind, which of course makes sense. And there are a lot of hints here and there. When is something, and so on. And I love this. This was really great. There was a lot of suspense, and I've seen a couple of people in the movie that. Wait, before I drive over one of my cats, that were like this and watched like that because of the suspense, which is a good thing. Also, something that I really, really like that I mention a lot in my horror book reviews on my other channel, which is not really active anymore. I have to go back to that one sometimes, but you can't do horror without sprinkling in a little bit of a laugh here and there. And please don't misunderstand me. It is not like, oh yeah, he's cracking jokes, he's being the joyful Mark as we know him. And there are other people that you might hear from their voices that you might know. I'm not going to spoil who that is, but you are going to recognize some voices here and there. So no one is cracking jokes. How it is presented is you've just seen the map that he put up here. Let's go back. Where was it? There. And at one point in the movie, because he has to track somehow where he is and yeah, what. Oh crap! Without spoilers, yeah, he's just dotting down some notes here and there, and one of which, that isn't a spoiler, is just weird ass tubes. So you have to read a little bit here and there. I like that really much because it gives you a little chuckle. It pulls you out of this being in suspense for a lot of for a longer period of time. I love that. This was great. Then we also get some sprinkles here and there from his past. Again, he's a convict. Why is he a convict? By the way, we get a little bit of that. We get a little bit of eldritch horror, the best kind of horror for me personally. I do love eldritch horror, man. And oh my god, without spoilers, this is really tough. Let's go a little bit into the nitpicks that I do have. Sometimes the audio mixing is a little bit off because him we can hear clearly all of the time. Of course, this is by design. This is not the point that is really bad. There are some points which makes sense in the specific scenes where someone talks to him over the intercom, but you can't really understand them. At one point, there is someone talking to him and is just repeating one word all of the time, and I just wasn't able to recognize the word. I don't want to say what I understood because I don't want to spoil this for you, but not in a as in a story spoiler kind of way. I don't want to spoil it for you because if you're going to see the movie, I hope you can see it with subtitles or they can just fix this. But when I say the word that I heard, this will implant the idea in your head and you will hear that. And I don't want that. And in other times, a little bit later in the movie, nearing the end, when a lot of people are talking to him, it's really tough. Because sometimes I was also sitting in the acoustic sweet spot of the theater, so that wasn't really the issue. But he was talking to people, and I just had to guess what they said. The guy beside me also was a little bit confused. I've never seen him before. We just sat down, and during the trailers, we were like, and that was beautiful. Hey, how long have you been watching Mark? Oh, wow, so long. I've been watching him for 6 years, and so on. And we had a nice little discussion, which is that was so lovely, man. Because usually, whenever you're talking about big YouTubers, it's mostly in forums, it's mostly in their own comment section or in other comment sections when they're being talked about and so on. But having someone who's not in your circle of friends, just this whole theater is filled with Markiplier fans, which is so wild. That was so interesting. And again, I'm not the biggest moviegoer anymore. A couple of years ago, with my ex fiance, we were in the movies at least once a month. Now, I know that the theater is there, but I'm only waving to it while driving to other more interesting places. Because this movie is also a testament that modern day story writers just don't know how to write a story. It's just that. I mean, there is a reason why I don't go to movies anymore. Not only it's freaking expensive, but also most of the times it's just not written well. Most of the times the movies are forgettable. I mean, just look at Superman, the last one, the James Gunn Superman made by James Gunn. No, it's a fine movie, but I'm glad that I didn't spend so much money on the theater and I just watched it with a friend on a streaming platform. I forgot which one. Was it Amazon? No. Wait, was it? Doesn't really matter anymore. He had the subscription, so we watched it and it was fine. But I wouldn't have paid that money. And there are so many other movies in theaters that are just forgettable. But this one, with a little bit of tweaking from the sound, I would go in there again. Absolutely. It was a really good movie. The only other issue that I have is also at the end with a lot of shaky cam. I'm a little bit torn with shaky cams. There are some movies that are doing really well, like Black Hawk Down, and Saving Private Ryan has it a little bit. But again, this is more of the make it chaotic, war is hell kind of thing. And I think they did it in Iron Lung because there is again the problem with it's self-funded. They don't have a lot of money. They have to hide some things, but I really didn't know what's happening. there until the very last scene, and it was like, oh, okay, now it makes sense. But 30 seconds or so, it was just shaking around, and he was yelling and doing something, and I just sat there and was like, what the hell is going on? Again, until the camera panned out a little bit and was like, oh, right, now it makes sense. But again, there are how the story is written. He finds things in the submarine and he finds things out there in the ocean. And everything ties in together at the end. There is nothing in there that's wasted. But then again, it's good. I can just recommend it. And sorry, I stopped the let's play in the background, but doesn't really matter anymore at this point. So, um, do I recommend the movie? Yeah, obviously, and not just because of me being a Markiplier fan. Again, it has issues here and there, but it's a good movie. If you want good storytelling, that's definitely it. The cinematography, for the most part, is great. Andrew Hushold, oh my god, I loved him since Doom Eternal, Ancient Gods, the DLCs. Was it the name of the DLCs? Doesn't matter. The two DLCs after Bethesda and id Software kicked out Mick Gordon because they're stupid little idiots and jealous of him. So, justice for Mick Gordon. But Andrew Hushold did a great job with the Doom Eternal DLC soundtracks, and of course here with Iron Lung. There are some great tracks in there. Holy damn, it is really, really good. And did I forget something? Oh no, I can't talk about that one because it's spoilers. But all in all, I absolutely understand why this movie was number one yesterday in America. I'm interested to see how this will be moving forward in time because the whole team deserves this. Everyone involved with this movie deserves the best. And I can't wait to see more. Again, another issue is just if you know a little bit with the background of Mark and what happened with the movie set and so on, he talked a year ago or so about a scene where he had to rush to the hospital because he had fake blood in his eyes. There was one scene where I was like, haha, that is the scene. And then, oh no, that is the scene. Oh no, it's that. Oh crap! I don't know which scene it is. So we really need a behind the scenes, a couple of weeks or months, please, Mark, make it real. And yeah, again, really fun. A lot of movie writers, screen directors, script writers, I don't care anymore. The modern day slop writers can learn from this movie because it harkens back to a time when story was written well, where nothing is in the movie that is superfluous or just forgettable, and everything just makes sense in the end. I mean the practical things, not the eldritch horror kind of things. Please, please don't misunderstand me there. Because again, the eldritch horror stuff is also really good. Another slight tangent here. We're basically done. I before I went into the movie, I started to rewatch Stargate. First the movie, then the series, and I'm at episode 2 today. There was also in a time where nothing was just there. It was there for a purpose. And oh man, I'm so glad that I watched Stargate, the movie, before I went into this one, because it just made the whole thing better, as it reminded me of the olden days and I turned into dust. But yeah, leave your thoughts and questions in the comment section down below. I'm keen to know what you have to say. And while you're here, please remember to do all the things that make the dings. Why? Because that way we can build a bigger community and talk more video game news, which this kinda is, because it stems from a video game. It's about a video game YouTuber. We can talk about that every day. And yeah, have a great day. Stay fantastic. Stay hydrated. Like, subscribe, whatever you have to do. I will see you later in our Resident Evil 8 stream or tomorrow with the next video. Bye, bye, bye.